This is what happened to the number of Latino kids, up, 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 and this is what's happened to the funding, down, down, down. So this is a civil rights problem, obviously.
This is Molly Munger. Critics say she's just another millionaire imposing her will on the people. But the truth is, she's a California civil rights attorney and an educational activist. She was working for a big law firm when the LA riots occurred. That night, she decided to dedicate her life to bettering California. She served on the Western Regional Council of the NAACP and is the recipient of the Martin Luther King Jr. Human Dignity Award. Molly was a Democratic darling until earlier this year.
It's a political war that has California schools and teachers caught in the crossfire. Prop 30, the governor's millionaire's tax, versus Prop 38, a tax increase backed by a billionaire's daughter.
Molly now finds herself in the battle of her life. But this video is not about her. It's about our children, our future, and a very important proposition.
Different changes. I had a little baby girl recently.
Yeah.
It was about 5 years ago, but it's so traumatic, I remember it to this day.
In California, our population of Latino children has grown from 25% in 1980 to over 51% in 2010. So the population's been growing. But at the same time, the funding has been growing in exactly the opposite level. We've gone from number 5 down to 47, okay? And so the question is, what are you going to do about that? And there are 3 choices. You can do nothing and can still be messed up. You know, the governor is proposing for additional money that is really not new money to schools. And then there's Molly's initiative, where the money follows the kids and gives us a half a chance to restore California to where it should be.
This year, when the PTA, the California State PTA, came to us when we were writing this initiative and said that they really wanted to join with us and make this happen, we, a little civil rights organization, saw the most wonderful thing happening. The cuts to our public education system in California have finally gotten so bad that it doesn't matter if you're a low-income Latino kid or a middle-class kid in an upscale neighborhood. The cuts have been savage to all the kids. And that was the message that was brought to us by the California State PTA, that we have a civil rights problem, all right. It's a civil rights problem that is all colors of the rainbow, and it affects all our kids.
Forever, education has been our number 1, our number 2, and our number 3 issue. That hasn't changed over time. Somehow we've allowed our leaders to go off track. And they got off track because of politics of convenience. Politics of convenience, as long as somebody who I think is taking care of my top issue is okay, then I'm okay. Well, we did that for 40 years. And our friends in the legislature and the governor's office, at some point in the last 40 years, they started taking money from education, putting them into prisons. The prison industry, the industry of failure, was very successful. They filled the beds with young people who didn't do well in schools, or schools didn't do well by them. So now, 40 years later, it's time for us to turn the page and say, wait a minute, we got to turn the page of history before the page of history turns on us. Well, Prop 38 is pure and simple about the children for the first time.
I'm going to put this straight to you. I have never in my life asked anyone to vote in any direction, and I've never championed or told anybody how to vote. This is the very first and only proposition that I've really come out in plain sight and said, this is the proposition that we must vote on. I feel good because I really believe in what Proposition 38 stands for. It's very simply that it stands for the children, period.
What will be your legacy? People are galvanizing. PTA rallies, community outreach, and stand-ups for education comedy shows have taken place all throughout the state. How can you get involved? Become 38. Go to iam38.org or yosoy38.org and endorse us. Go to prop38forlocalschools.org and use our calculator just to see how much money your school will get because of Proposition 38. Then, spread the word. Tell 38 of your friends. This is not a political campaign. It is a Latino movement.
I am Victor Villaseñor, an author, muy chingón, and I'm for 38. I am 38.
I am 38.
I am 38.
I am 38.
I am 38.
I am 38.
I am 38.
I am 38.
Yo soy 38.
Soy 38.
I am 38.
Yo soy 38.
What? 38.
I am 38.
I am 38.
And I'm 38.
Yo soy 38.
I am 38.
I am 38.
I am.
Yo soy.
And I am.
And I am 38.
Sí, en 38. Voten conmigo, porque yo soy 38.
How will you be remembered?
And that's why we're glad to be a part of Prop 38 for now and forever.
Anyone who's going to invest in children, shame on me if I'm not standing right beside her.
You think about one or two teachers in your life that changed your life. That moment in school that changed your life. That guest that visited your classroom and changed your life. That field trip you went on. That access to whatever it was, that, that moment in time in a class that you took where your mind was blown. That changes your life. And we're stealing that from our next generation by not really investing in a way that goes directly to them, and then we can turn a blind eye. We did a good thing, pat on the back, I voted for a cool proposition. Who cares what happens to it in the future? I care.